Hey everyone. What we're going to do today is what I call my Ned Bunny. Um, this is going to be the last video for the year. Hopefully we can get started off with something early on in the new year that I have planned. But we're going to focus on this right now. In the vise we have a this is a 3/32 Midwest finesse jig with a size 1 owner 5313 hook. I like this size for Ned rigs, and I've used them a lot with soft plastics and all. With this is a little bit different. I haven't had a lot of chance to play around with this, but it's been a really good alternative to a soft plastic bait. So we're gonna get started with some 210 denier flat wax nylon thread. Um, White is the color, and of course the jig head is black. And just because we're going to contrast a little bit with this, and we're going to tie a base right down to the hook point. That's where you want to be. It's going to be a real easy one to do for everybody. Now, first thing we're going to do, this. This is a micro dragon tail. I get these from Barlow's Tackle. This is the 4-inch, the micro. And I cut it down. Just took a scissors and cut it to 3 inches in length, which is sort of your standard Ned rig bait size, 2 3/4, 3 inches. You can make these 4 if you like using a little bigger hook. I prefer this length. And this is only one of the few jigs I got to play around with these dragon tails, but so far I really like these things. Really good alternative to soft plastic. So I'm going to position this on top, and I'm going to wrap just enough to secure it for now. And once I get it wrapped all the way to the top, I'm going to make sure that I'm positioned right on top of the hook. And then I'm going to start lashing this down. And this is basically chenille on a heavier thread core, so it ties down really secure. The jig will fall apart before this thing gets pulled off. And we're lashed down pretty good. The next thing we're going to take, and it's going to be our last deal, is this is silver gray. It looks white, but let's see if I get it focused. It's actually silver gray. It's a little off color than this pure white, and you can do this any color you choose. This is sort of my deal when we got a little bit of stain on the water. This has worked in this white dragon tail here with the silver gray. I even used regular white zonker strips to tie in. This is a good one if you have cross-cut rabbit zonkers. This is a good one for those. But all I have is the regular cut for now because I like using them as tails. But cross-cut will work really well for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie my zonker in just by the end there, and I'm going to work my thread back up, and we're going to start wrapping this. I told you this is a real easy deal because there's not a lot to it, and it works phenomenal. This is one of the few things that I've got to play around with this dragon tail that I was really happy with. Just trying to come up with some stuff to use with it. I really liked incorporating these instead of using a soft plastic bait, and it hasn't failed. And we're going to wrap it right up to the head. And if you see, I'm preening these fibers back as I'm palmering this up to the top and pushing all the hair back. And you want to tie it right up to the head. Once you get it tied up there, wrapped up there rather, make a couple securing wraps. And then we'll cut this off. And I like to do a good job of tying this rabbit hide down. That way you know it's never going to come apart. You're not going to have a whole big collar. That's why we're using the white thread with this, on this pattern. Wet my fingers, pull some of this hair back, and we're going to whip finish. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Hair getting away here. 4, 5, 6. And I do it that way. These are bass jigs. They're not flies, so I'm making sure that I get a little, make sure it's real sturdy. See that? This is a cuticle trimmer. When you have something with a lot of hair on it, this thing works really good to cut your thread, not cut anything else. I should use it more often. I keep forgetting I have it. So now we're going to take a little bit of a Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails clear. I'm just going to put a little bit up around the collar. And there it is. Done. I'll show you what we have here. This is the Ned Bunny. It's a rabbit hair jig. Instead of using a rabbit tail trailer, we're using this dragon tail. And you see how that hair is all puffed out. When it gets wet, it'll compress back. But when you stop it, when it hits the bottom, all that hair comes back out again. This is a real easy pattern, and it's really effective, surprisingly effective, especially if you're using it in a little bit of stained water with this color. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.